I do have to wonder what does success look like to you? Like, are there heroes in this field? Like, ah, yes, Jerry, he is the greatest phonologist who's ever spoken on the earth, or whatever. Like, are there
Yes.
are there
Yes,
those
there
things
are.
in the linguist world?
Yes,
Nice.
there
Do
are.
do you have a hero linguist?
I do.
I
And
must hear
I
about this.
I luckily work with her. She is my advisor here at Santa Cruz. Her name is Junko Ito, and she is considered the world's foremost expert on the interaction of phonology and syntax, and how those two interact with each other.
Say the name one more time.
Junko Ito.
Junko Ito. The,
Hmm.
so we have our first linguist hero. All
Yep.
right. I like it. I gotta say, if you go the whole supervillain route, this would be a great thing for, teacher versus student later on. If you two have a big conflict about some phoneme and end up, coming to blows on it later, I'm just saying. We got some good backstory stuff here.
So far.
All right. Uh, all right. So yeah, what does success look like for you? Like, how will you know when you have made it?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I think
Thank you.
for I think for me, success will be being in a tenured position at a university teaching. Teaching is one of my favorite things to do. I love sitting there with students who have no clue what linguistics is, and be able to explain it to them and be able to help open up their mind to the possibilities of what language can do, and what we've been able to find about the commonalities between all languages.
Now, I imagine it's a lot like the field of history, where a lot of linguists are heading towards teaching. Um, I guess one of
Mm-hmm.
my questions would be, a linguist that isn't headed the university route, what do they do? Are there like
So,
linguistic think tanks out there?
yes, actually, Google has one. Amazon has one as well. Uh,
Wow.
Cisco has one. So a lot of these big tech companies actually hire linguists to be able to process human language. And we, a lot of us linguists, especially nowadays, the younger generation, we're also proficient in computer programming, as a way to be able to model human language and create artificial language experiments, to test what are the possibilities of language.
Wow. I got to admit, I got to take a moment and kind of process that. So you have linguists going into the, or not just the corporate linguists, but you also have, which before, 2 minutes ago, I had no idea that there were corporate linguists. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but you also have linguists using computer modeling to, I guess, what does that look like when you say test the limits or the possibilities of language? What would that even look like?
So, for example, one of my professors at UNC, University of North Carolina, at Chapel Hill, that's one of the things he does is he creates experiments to test how people learn language, and to test, especially from the phonological side. So, how is it that we are able to take an infinite number of potential forms that a word could take, and how are we able to order certain constraining factors in order to arrive at the correct outcome? And this is something that he models with language, with computer programming. Like, for example, he creates this experiment where the computer is given like a bunch of words, and the computer knows absolutely nothing, and then he runs it through 10,000, 100,000 trials to produce human like learning behavior, and say, okay, if I'm able to reproduce this on a computer, there is some merit that maybe this is also how humans are actually acquiring language.
Say that this is sounding a lot like AI.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Yep.
talking about machine learning here. We're teaching machines language.
In a sense, we're teaching machines how to understand language, in a sense, how to process language. That's what a lot of the people at Google and Amazon are working on are AI systems. So working with Alexa, working with Siri, like Apple also has them, Siri, Google Home, as a way to, when we speak into these machines, they're able to process that audio because all what it is sound waves in the air. It's able to take those sound waves, compute it, turn it into an electrical signal, send it to its servers, and then turn around and send it back to us as a message saying, "Oh, did you mean this? Did you mean that?" And then the machines learn, and so that's something that we linguists help programmers understand, that learning behavior, and stuff like that.
Just saying, the whole supervillain linguist thing is just getting stronger and stronger now that you're teaching the machines how to understand human speech.